Hey, what the hell are you wearing?
Listen, they're not going to come for me because they don't know where I am.
Are you still on that whole CERN thing from this week?
What do you mean, from this week? I'm a believer.
All right, folks. Well, today we're going to review a whiskey, Sagamore Spirit Rye, on second pour, and Zane is going to lose his mind.
No, I've got it covered.
So I guess Sagamore Rye whiskey review, cask strength?
Right after this.
Oh my God.
Welcome to Second Pour. I'm Zane.
And I'm Jeff, and thank God Zane has taken off his foil hat.
Listen, just because I happen to have a repertoire of tools at my disposal,
We gotta be careful around this Halloween season. Zane might be losing it.
I could be losing it. You never know.
We probably need to do an aliens episode.
Oh, that would be... Wait a minute.
Yeah, you might want to wear your foil hat the whole time though.
Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
We're gonna talk about a whiskeys day that we had earlier this week.
That's correct.
Sagamore Spirit Rye American whiskey. This is cask strength.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And you know, we just recently started getting Sagamore in our area, so we thought, hey, it's high time to do some reviews of this whiskey.
Awesome. I say we pour that up.
Well, let's pour it up.
Wonderful.
Oh, is this a glass?
It is a glass.
Well, glug 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 glug.
And I like the sound effects.
And glug 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 glug.
Sounds good. Ah.
All right, so we're gonna do Sagamore Spirit Rye. Let's talk about it for a second.
Let's do it.
So this is a 56.1% ABV, 112.2 proof. Its mash bill is at least 51% rye,
Yes.
but it's also a mixture of MGP mash bills, possibly.
Possibly. Meaning we don't know.
Well, no, in 2017, the distillery actually did open up their own space and start producing their own rye whiskey.
So the whether or not this has been shelved long enough to be the...
4 to 7 years, you know, that's 5 years at this point. So they could potentially have some of their own rye in here and some MGP rye. Now, MGP ryes usually tend to be around the 95% rye, 5% malted barley, or they also do a 51% rye, 45% 4% malted barley, and they also do a 51% rye, 49% malted barley. So any of those could have ended up in this bottle with Sagamore's actual rye as well.
Right.
It is aged 4 to 7 years. It's distilled by MGP potentially, and also distilled by Sagamore Spirit as well. So this one's like kind of all over the place because they're in a transition period. So this bottle could be just Sagamore.
Or it could be an amalgamation
Of MGP and Sagamore.
Or it could just be MGP. Sounds like we're doing this.
But it normally runs around $55 to $65.
Woo. So, 55 to 65.
It's not a bad price. It's about the average price range for whiskey these days.
Yeah. So, you know, what we typically do here
Is we snork it,
we snork it and we tell you professionally
what we smell,
what we smell, and then we go to the manufacturer and they'll tell us what we're supposed to have smelled.
and then we taste it,
Same thing, we let you know.
and then we will tell you what they say we should taste.
And then of course we always have to talk about the finish.
We try to remember to do the finish. Sometimes we're so dang excited about the whiskey, we almost forget that there's a finish with it.
So when that's all said and done, we like to rate it, but we'll get to that in a minute.
For now, we're gonna do what?
It's time to do the snork. Woo! Yeah, no, it definitely has the rye smell.
It smells amazing though.
Yes, and there's a wafer smell to it, not just the vanilla that you get with so many other whiskeys.
I agree with that. I also though get kind of this cinnamony praline smell. Like, it's not chocolate part of praline, just the caramel part with like some kind of nut, but there's a cinnamon hint to it.
Right. Also, backed by the wondrous smell of dill pickle.
You are getting dill.
Yeah, I am.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah, no, it's in there.
That tells you it's a rye whiskey.
It's a rye whiskey.
All right, so let's see what they say.
Yeah, let's see what they say.
I'm kind of curious.
I'm ready to taste.
Are you ready to taste?
Or should I say again? Because it's what? Second
pour. That's right. All right, so they say it's baking spices, nutty, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, and orange peel.
Well, I don't get that citrus on the front end, but that could be
that citrus part.
That could be also just what their general ryes have that brightness to it.
Potentially. I'm not getting a lot of the citrus notes. I'm definitely getting the clove and the cinnamon and the nutmeg, the whole baking spice.
Maybe my nose is getting the dill smell confused with the citrusy orange peel, but I don't think so.
I'm not getting the dill. The dill's not very strong for me. What's the deal?
I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know.
Do you know what I think the deal should be?
What's that?
We should taste it.
Yeah, here we go.
So let's do this. Let's taste this thing. You guys ready? Are you ready?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did you not pour something up? Hey, pour. I don't care what you don't have this. That doesn't matter. Just pour up what you got. There you go.
I did pour what I got.
No, them.
Oh, you didn't get this before we did this episode? Man, I was hoping you would at least go out and buy it before.
Anyway, let's all try it together, shall we?
Let's try. Let's do this. Oh man, dude, I don't. Oh wow.
All right, here's my breakdown.
Let me hear what you're tasting.
We're gonna throw out the spice first thing. Then there's
right at the front.
Then there's dill, followed by chocolate. Then there's I would say that orange peel kind of a thing that flows with that chocolate. But for me, that's a progression. Mine
is I really see the chocolate part of that praline that I was smelling. But here's the thing that hits me on the kind of the finality of that drink. You know those chocolate covered orange candies?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm picking up. It's those chocolate orange candies that you could get, where it's like chocolate covered oranges. It's right on the end of this. Man, that is good. So the citrus to me is stronger in the taste than it is on the nose.
Yeah, that's complicated, and I like that.
I'm pretty impressed.
No, that's good.
I'm impressed. That's really good. So what we say? See what they say.
Yeah, let's see what they say.
Because they're, but before we say what they say,
the smack factor.
I think the smack factor is quite high on this one.
I do too. However, I will have to say it is a dry finish, which affects part of the smack factor.
It's a rye whiskey, man. It's supposed to be dry.
I like the fact that we have to kind of, because there's so much going on there.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's good.
So what would you give the
smack factor on this?
Oh, this is a solid smack factor.
Mm-hmm.
I give it 1 bibimbobs.
1 bibimbobs?
Because that's greater than 17 who-what's-its. This is a good smack factor.
It is. I'm thinking it's a 3.
Yeah, it's a smack factor of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you go.
Man, we are headed down a path I really like with this whiskey.
Yep. What do they say?
They say, the expert bees.
Yeah, the people that made it, they pretend like they know what they're talking about.
Well, let's see if we are close to what they want us to taste.
Yeah, go for it. What do they say?
Smooth, dark chocolate paired with intense notes of black pepper and brown sugar with a light hit of honey for balance.
Well, the good thing is we did get the chocolate for sure.
Chocolate's there. I think the citrus still coming through more than they're stating.
Yeah, and the pepper, of course, that's going to be just the spice in general.
That's the rye spice, right? To me, you could call it black pepper. I just call it rye spice.
Yeah. If it's hitting really heavy with clove, that's when you numb your tongue, and this one's not really
feeling that.
That's not doing that.
I'm not feeling the clovey numbness.
But I am still picking up the dill, and that is weird.
What's the deal with that?
I have no idea.
The dillio. The dillaroonie.
I don't know.
The big deal.
The big deal.
Now, what about the finish, though? Because we normally try to make sure we don't forget the finish of this.
So, the finish is complicated.
Very complicated.
But it doesn't last very long because it goes to that dry rye to me. But that mid-mouth, that's there for a second or two.
Yep.
So, I would say it's a medium finish. Not quite long.
I say I agree with you a little bit, but the hug on that is sitting.
Did you see that splash me right in the eye?
It's pretty funny. Do that again.
I don't want to do that again.
Let me rewind it and do it in slow-mo. I feel like the finish is long in the chest, though. I really feel like I'm feeling a pretty serious hug from this whiskey.
Not to argue, I just disagree because I'm not getting that.
That's crazy. I mean, I feel it.
You feeling it right there?
Maybe it's because
I don't dislike anything about it at all. It's not like drinking water, but it's good. It's
interesting though. That's a 112.2, and it says a cask strength. So they're cask. So it's going in the barrel maybe around 125.
Yeah, maybe.
But then it's coming out 112. So they're adding water.
Well, I'm sure they do.
They have to be, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then
they're adding water because it's $55 to $65.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
how's that a cask strength though? But now I guess their standard rye is not as high. So.
Well, maybe when you're getting your rye from MGP, the value it's cheaper to do it that way than when you're doing it yourself.
Getting more rye out of it,
So maybe that's an answer to the question.
Well, they say the finish on this is long, spice, and oak. You get the spice. The spice is there. There's a whole process. Oak, I'm really not feeling really oaky with this whiskey.
No, I'm not feeling oaky.
Way heavy rye, way less oak.
I mean, the thing is I still do taste it. I guess the question is maybe we need to codify, just going forward, a time frame that a finish needs to hit for it to remain to be long, medium, or short.
And see, for me, the reason why I'm calling this long is I'm still feeling it.
I'm still tasting it.
I'm not feeling it in the palate. I'm just feeling it just in the hug.
I still taste it, though. I mean, I just had a sip.
It's just a dry taste.
And now it's starting to go away a little bit. So maybe I was wrong saying it's medium. Maybe it is more medium long.
Maybe medium long.
Yeah.
I think for me, for a medium, it would have to be some of those things that's where it's there for a moment, like let's say 30 seconds. And then
it's definitely longer than 30 seconds for sure.
If you're in a minute after you've had a drink and you still kind of feel it, that's a seriously long finish.
Okay.
If you drink it and go, okay, I can just go ahead and drink that again, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't feel any kick from it.
So that's what we need to do. Stop watch this stuff and just let's be scientific.
We're scientific?
I feel like this is a long finish.
Let's test this. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, hang on. I got to bring out the official equipment here. Let's go to
the timer.
And let's just see how long this really takes.
And for all of you watching, yes, we are trying to listen for EVPs while we're drinking.
We are? Don't drink the whiskey. Well, bullshit. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Ready to go.
Still there? It's hanging out. Countdown clock right there. Still feeling it. Now the heat comes. You notice the heat's kind of delayed heat?
I'm having trouble with the heat today, I guess.
It's a delayed heat. It's like a slow rise heat.
I know what my problem was. I was drinking the Knob Creek last night.
Oh, you've been drinking cask
that
strength.
high proof Knob Creek. So this is just super smooth for that. However,
it's still there.
It's still there. Now.
Okay, so we got to be at least at what? We're over 30 seconds.
Yeah. Because see, I'm still picking up some flavors and stuff. Ooh. I think I felt some heat. Yeah, I did. Right there.
It's a long finish. I'm telling you, it's a long finish.
You're right.
You might need to put your pointy hat back on.
I can put my pointy hat on, but there's no conspiracy here. This is a long finish whiskey.
All right, so
I am corrected.
Let's review this thing.
Oh, that's pretty easy for me.
Yeah, I feel like this is an easy review for me. Would I grab this off the shelf?
For the price point? Yeah.
$65? I'd grab it.
Yeah, so 3.5 for me.
3.5?
The reason why I say that is because it's fun to drink this and have different flavors.
Well, I'm going to have to be pretty close with you, but I still feel like this is a 4.
You are liking that.
This is a really good whiskey. I will buy this again. I will make sure it's in the cabinet.
No, it's good. I mean, there's nothing to complain about in any way. This is an excellent presentation of the bottle.
Oh, the bottle's
all the way
nice,
down
right?
to the price point being very reasonable for whiskey these days.
Yeah, and they're pretty straightforward. They're telling you where it's coming from. They're even telling you on the back where it's It's aged in new charred oak barrels distilled in Maryland and Indiana. So they're telling us on the label it's still coming from MGP.
Yeah.
And it's bottled by Sagamore Spirits in Baltimore, Maryland. So still a mix of MGP and their own stuff.
It's excellent.
But it's an excellent whiskey.
I will tell you guys right now, you should probably go buy this. Because if you don't have it already or haven't tried it, and especially if you're a rye drinker, this is a win.
Yeah, I think this is a win. This is, yeah, man, I'll tell you, I'm happy with this one. This is right around that 4 Roses we did a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a 5.
Oh, it's good. I mean,
close.
It's real good. Yeah.
What about you? Have you had Sagamore Spirits? Have you had the cask strength version?
Because I guess that would make a difference.
It might, you know. So, or are you a rye fan? Do you feel like this as an MGP / Sagamore blend now? Is it living up to that MGP quality of rye?
I would say yes.
So be sure to like, share, and
subscribe.
And make sure to leave your comments down below about Sagamore or any other whiskey you've had recently that we've reviewed.
Because we want to hear from you.
That's right. And don't forget to ding our
dong. And that's the only way you'll know when we put out new content, unless you just realize that it's Wednesday and Friday.
And Friday, which is second pour on Friday, and Whiskey Pop on.
Yeah.
Which we know it's Halloween month, so we're going to do some more Halloween stuff next week.
So, Spook, Spectre, and Ghosts. Wait a minute.
No, we did that
That
this
was
week.
Wednesday.
Yeah, next week is something else.
CERN.
No, not CERN. Do not put on that. Damn it. In the meantime, you guys continue to be safe, drink some whiskey, and
cheers.
Cheers.